All right. Well, welcome everyone to the first episode of the Bad Leavers podcast. I'm Sam,
I'm John.
and if you couldn't figure out by now, we are twins. I know that we sound exactly the same. We look a little different, but yeah, kind of. But this is a long time coming. I am very very excited for this. I'm sure that you are too, and
I am as well, yeah.
I hope that some people watching this are as well. It's like I said, it's been a long time coming. We've been trying to get this up and running for a while. And really quickly, I just want to kind of explain where we're coming from. And I thought I could start maybe by where the title comes from. It's just a stupid story that explains really the two of us as a whole, I think. Wouldn't you agree?
Yeah, I definitely agree.
Yeah. So, in short, we had a friend that we'd hang out with all the time, and
When we were younger.
yes, and we were playing like hardcore, wipe sweat off your head, like come back for some water and keep playing kind of thing. And our mom would come pick us up and talk to their mom for a little bit. We would stall out a little more playtime. But when it was really time to go and we had our warnings and all that, we just wouldn't leave. We wouldn't put our shoes on. And that's never changed about either one of us. We talk too much. We come up with other things to say when we should leave. And this friend's mom called us bad leavers to our faces when we were like 10, I think. And it was rude, but it was really funny, honestly, looking back, and it was really true. She kind of read us. She kind of ate us up.
Yeah, she read us for filth, yeah.
Yeah, so I think it was just honestly the most fitting name that we could find. And I think that it will be true in these episodes too. I don't think any two episodes will be the same length because we just we can't wrap it up at any point. And our family and friends can certainly attest to that. But I mean, yeah, it was a process of accepting that who cares what people think, and if we want to make
Absolutely.
if we want to make each other laugh and make you guys laugh, then we should. I mean, literally today I was on TikTok, probably again more than I probably should be, but I was on TikTok today and I got a video that was something about like the top 5 most surprising singing moments of AGT. And it was the one of the old guy that's like a janitor and he sings "Don't Stop Believing" and he's wearing like a fedora or like a Kangol kind of hat and like a
I don't
long.
know.
And the second you saw
Have
it,
you
you'd
seen,
know.
the Let the Bodies Hit the Floor one, though?
Yes,
Where it's like this old white guy. He's like
yes,
80.
and it's all stuff like that.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking like if someone is sitting at home making top 5 most surprising singers on AGT compilations, there is no reason that we can't come up here try to make each other laugh and post it. There's no reason. So we got to a point where we're like, what the hell? Why not have some fun? Hopefully it entertains you guys too, and let's just have
Let's
some
get into
fun.
the content creation.
Yeah, like let's have some fun. Let's mix it up. And if nothing else, it's a good excuse for us to hang out and have some fun. And again, hopefully make each other laugh. That's all I've ever wanted to do, if I'm being honest. So I feel like there's no better way to do that than hopefully give other people a chance to laugh too. So yeah, I mean, but the internet is just a ridiculous place. And if the craziest thing some people see is two guys that look and sound the same talking about butts, then I think there's bigger problems in the world. But the crazy thing about the AGT thing that I was laughing to myself about. Do you ever catch yourself in those moments where you're like, "What am I doing?"
Also, butts in like a funny, dank, like fart poo way.
Yeah,
We're
yeah,
not like
yeah.
speaking about butts on the
No,
podcast.
no, no, no. Yeah, not happening.
Anyway, what?
Too early to say, perhaps.
Yeah,
Time will
yeah.
tell. But I kind of caught myself. I was watching that video and I was like, yeah, like I was into it. I was like, well, this guy's epic. And someone commented like he was my janitor. Again, no way to know that's true, by the way. And I keep saying again, but I
So
have
like
never
he
said it.
picked up my poo in kindergarten when I pooed on the
I
floor.
yeah, I threw up and he
Yeah.
mopped it. But
Remember when he
apparently,
threw up milk and like he had to mop it up?
but he was awesome by which was the point. Obviously, it was surprising. None of them were bad surprises. They were all people that were like, well, I guess I sing. And then Terry Crews like shoves him out
Like I
there.
say, but all the comments were like golden buzzer. I'm like,
Yeah.
you're not there.
And
It already
they're going
happened.
straight to the live shows. And it's like a 12-year-old who literally has pipes like you've never
Or
believed.
Merrick Hanna.
He's at the absolute worst. But again, if you can find his videos on TikTok and they get millions of likes, even if ours get 20, why not
So
post it?
basically, my goal in doing this is to siphon and steal
Yes.
as much engagement
His
from
viewership.
Merrick Hanna as I can.
And things
That's
like
true.
that again are what make me realize like, first of all, what am I doing, and what are any of us doing? Because those videos, that AGT video, probably had 50,000 likes on it. Like I was probably one of a million people that viewed it already, and it's
Definitely.
just people singing in front of Simon Cowell and Howie Mandel, uh, trying to win
In
a
front of
million.
Sawi Mandel and Hyman
Yeah, yeah,
Cowell. Like,
Hyman Cowell, yeah. Well, there you go. We can't talk about butts, but we can say Hyman.
yeah, I guess it's not really valid.
But I also,
2 strike.
there are just so many. There are just so
But
many.
the way they switch up the judges on that is redonk. Like
Well, they make
Mel
no
B
sense.
made no sense. She's never actually been talentoso for a single day in her life. Talentosa, I don't know. And
Yeah.
like Heidi Klum, like
What's the?
how is being a model a prerequisite for Golden Buzzer?
Yes,
Like,
and I understand if you have like a skill, like obviously she is, I know, supposedly good at being a model. I guess I don't really know how you do that, but either way, how can she judge someone who plays piano? Like, or when they'll like once every episode or so, they'll all be outside all of a sudden,
oh yeah,
and then
like the Daredevil guy.
yeah, and then it's some guy on like a ramp on a motorcycle, and the model's like, you're going straight to the
He's
line.
gonna like ride his motorcycle on fire through a big hula hoop that they made to look like a donut.
Yeah, Terry Crews just popping his pecs. This guy flies up the ramp and lands it, and Mel B's like, you know what? You're this much closer to $1 million.
I also hate the way they label it like America, knowing that all of America doesn't watch it,
And
and
most of
all
the
of America
time,
doesn't vote.
yeah, and a lot. I feel like a lot of the people that went far weren't American. Like
No,
the Magic Dragon guy
which is
was
great.
totally,
Which
yeah,
is
it's
great.
awesome.
All
It's
for
awesome.
that.
And
But I hate that they promote it, and then with the American flag in the background, like why can't we just say it's like a talent
people have
competition?
talent. Yeah,
It's just a talent
because
show. Why does it
the
need to be
problem from
AGT?
the problem from the beginning is that they're calling it America's Got Talent.
When
Let's
literally
just make it
at least 3 of the judges aren't American either.
right, which
Like,
again,
why
which
are
is
we
a good,
wasting the time?
which is a good thing.
Yeah,
But
of course.
let's just call it like, I guess no one came up with a better. I can't either, so I guess that's why they call it America's Got Talent. But no, but not even, because then the other ones are Britain's Got Talent.
Yeah.
And I used to see random clips on YouTube that were like, freaking Jerusalem's Got Talent. Like they do them everywhere now, all over the place. And honestly, those people are even more talented, I fear. Like that's why those people get far, because they have more talent. Like all the foreign people come in here and they're like, we have something to prove, and then they
Yeah,
just
like we can cook.
and then they swallow swords and shit and blow the singers out of the water. To be honest, we have enough singers in the world, but that's why they show like the old man that is naked. They always have a couple that they're remember that they always have a couple that you're like grossed out by. Remember that? They'd always cut and then they'd be like, ugh, and they go.
Or it's like a
and
guy
they'd all,
like you said, like knives, and he's like doing like he's like half harming himself on live television
yes,
and half
yes,
not, and then you realize at the end he comes out like, and he's like
yeah.
not cut at all, and you're like, but
And the people are really only clapping because they're relieved he's
like
all right.
remember the one years ago when we did watch it, and the guy literally pretended to die, like he pretended to
Yes.
get killed accidentally in the stunt,
Yes.
and then they were all like, and then he like popped right back out,
Yeah, which was like
and they
part
were
of
like,
the trick.
oh.
Do you remember
Like,
the
what
guy
did
that
he
used
do
to?
there?
Do you remember the guy that would swallow like pennies and stuff, and then like, remember that he would go, and then he'd like cough it
Yes.
back up.
Yep.
I honestly liked him though, but that's the point though. Like those things, you'll just find him on the internet, and I'll be like, what? Like so when you start to break something down, you realize how stupid it is, or even when you just like interpret it a different way. Like I was in the car the other day, and you know how Apple Music has like the basically the For You playlist. Like you play it, it shuffles things that it suggests
They like
to
curate it for you.
yes, or that you've listened to something similar or the same thing. So the other day I got "You Rock My World" by Michael Jackson, which I absolutely love that song. It's amazing. The music video is legendary. It's literally, have you ever seen that?
I don't know.
It's
But
basically
almost all of his music videos are.
but it's basically a short
YouTube
film.
gold.
So Michael Madsen's in it, Marlon Brando is in it, Chris Tucker's in it,
No, I've definitely never seen that.
and it's basically a short film, and
It
it's
sounds
like
gassy.
it's amazing. But in the beginning of the music video, Chris Tucker and Michael Jackson are sitting at like some kind of diner, looking it through a window, and they're watching women pass by, and they're like, look at her. For each woman that passes, and they're saying different things, and they're like riffing. The music video is 13 minutes long. The song obviously is not, but in the song, the recording, a little bit of that is in it still. It's different than what's in the music video, but it's along the same lines. and I was dying to myself thinking about how funny it was because also we know who Michael Jackson is. Like he was obviously not a super outgoing person, like socially,
Yeah,
obviously,
yeah,
and it's so funny because they're like catcalling people together. No, that's not funny, but it's just the concept that like this shy dude who hates the spotlight,
yeah, yeah.
and Chris Tucker's being himself. So like the second the song starts, Chris Tucker's being crazy, and at one point he's in the most Chris Tucker way. He's like, "Ooh, that girl fine, man," that kind of thing. And Michael responds by goes. Michael responds by saying, "She is banging," and which is totally a not Michael Jackson thing to say, in my opinion.
No, no,
I obviously don't know him, R.I.P. But
didn't.
the way that he says it too is like a little kid who like wants a treat but can't ask. Like he's like I picture him being like, well, she is banging, like that he can't, and the whole thing is that then all of a sudden he flips a switch and he's like, I can get her, right, and Chris is like, Shimon, because he's telling him like go do
Well,
it,
that's
and all he does the whole time is make puns about his songs,
Mhm.
and then the whole music video is the second the music starts, of course,
He
he has a
locks in.
fedora, yeah, and then he's all of a sudden he's legendary, and everyone is like, oh. So it went from like she's banging, like you have a good point,
Yeah.
and by the end they're kissing. So in the music video, they follow her in, and they're like, ooh man, and they
Oh,
follow her in there into like this club that ends up being like a mob run kind of, and
Marlon
um
Brando.
and Marlon Brando is like the big boss, so he only comes down at the end. But Michael Madsen's like manning the place, and they're like, who are these guys?" Like, and the girl walks in there and like goes up to him, and they're like, "Oh, it's him!" Like she's with this guy, and then of course Michael Jackson has a squad of dancers that can fight with dance. I don't really know. So all of a sudden he's like, the curtain comes up and he has his fedora on.
Yeah.
They're all three buttons are undone and matching like in matching outfits, and they all just start dancing together and but what's funny about it is that Michael Madsen's like, so like in a good realistically, because normally
He's like not impressed.
in those videos with their dance, they're like, "Oh, we're so sorry, sir," but you can tell that he's like, "What?" But then they actually beat them up. Like Michael Jackson actually does like have a fight scene or two where they're like scrapping.
He went so hard on everything he ever did. Like
Yes, but they present the fight with dance, which is what kills me because no one's threatened by that. And also, he was like, again, he was the least threatening person ever, too. And at the time, it was in like maybe 2001. It was from, I think the album was Invincible. It was one of the later albums he released. So he also looked weird too.
I
Like
was gonna say,
he wasn't.
he's weird. He's going through a weird color moment where he's not
Yes.
sure what he wants to
So
do.
like, and it was so late that he had been fully into his
And
like
he
plastic
was never
surgery.
built either. He
No,
was
he's just
always frail.
and he's a scrawny little dude in this suit and fedora, not only trying to win the woman over, but like free her from these mob dudes again with dance. So the song
When
starts, and then all of a sudden he's Michael Jackson. But it just killed me the way that he's just like, well, she is banging. Like you make a good point, Chris. And then by the end, like he's the one that's like kissing her, and Chris Tucker pulls up and because it's supposed to be like on the waterfront, the Marlon Brando movie. And so by the end, it's in flames because they're fighting and whatever, and they manage to get out. They hadn't even exchanged words, Michael Jackson and this lady, at any point. She runs out alone. Michael runs out, and they're in an alley and they're looking, and then they find each other and they run up and kiss in like they're like a shadow, and they kiss each other. And then Chris Tucker pulls up and he's like, "Man, get in, man!" And he pulls up, and they're like, "Oh shit!" And they run in, hop in the car, and then they drive off, and it ends. So it goes from again, it's not in the music video, but if you connect the two, it goes from he's banging to now he's like, "Okay, come with me to safety." They kiss, and then they leave, and no one ever knows what happens to them. But I was just laughing
that
because
must have been Billie Jean.
yes, because but she's not his lover. But it was
Fair.
funny because I was just sitting in a car and it played, and I've heard it a million times and heard that part. Sometimes I've skipped past it because it's the first like 50 seconds of it before the music starts. But just the shyness of well, she is banging all the way to the end, where not only does he win her over, but like if she didn't go with him, she would like I don't know. The assumption is that she would die or something. Harm would come to her, and they start by like catcalling her, being like, "Dude, she's bad," and then by the end they're leaving, which just killed me. But it's so funny when you really start to think about the absurdity of something.
Yeah. I also was gonna say, thinking about Michael Jackson, he's probably the like the I don't even know how I want to word this.
I can tell.
He has the most
Really?
aura, but he looks like he possesses the least aura. Like
Oh,
he's the
yeah,
most
yeah.
auraless man with aura in
Of
ever
course.
in history. Like just
100%.
looking at him, you're like, but all it
Yeah.
took was him standing on stage for people to scream so loudly that he
Yes.
couldn't start performing. Like
Yes, yes. The second he
what?
my life, you're like,
I
oh,
guess
what's he
Freddie
gonna do?
Mercury's kind of the same. Like looks
Yeah.
busted and chopped and unk, but then once he starts
Yes.
performing, you're like, oh my god, there's like
Oh
a
yeah.
million people here
Yeah.
that want to
Oh,
hear him.
and everyone's also, and then especially like Live Aid, everyone's doing word for word what he's singing back to him.
So nuts.
And what's funny is, especially that time period too, like Aura had just begun. Like when you
Yeah,
think about Aura,
that was
like
the dawn of aura.
oh yeah, and especially like
That should be the new. That should be the title for the Michael Jackson movie.
the dawn of Aura.
The dawn of aura.
But even
The
like
dawn of
yeah,
aura.
oh, yeah.
Oh.
But even like when you see Michael Jordan in those same years
Yeah.
when they couldn't go anywhere without cameras and women fainting and all that, he is still aura, but especially then, like in the 90s, anywhere he went, people were drooling and fangirling and wanted pictures and autographs. But just his walk too, like his walk, I see videos still to this day. I was doing it. I'm not kidding. Just today, I was doing it in my apartment, trying to do the Michael Jordan walk because I was like kind of limping. You know,
That's
he has
kinda
the he
pathetic.
has that kind of like limp thing.
Yeah, yeah.
I was doing it. I was doing something similar, and then I was like, wait a minute, and I like tried to do like what I thought it looked like.
Like the found out I could sing video.
Yeah, yeah, and yeah, I found out I could walk like MJ. Except then I have seen videos of it. I've actually seen a video of R. Kelly doing it really well, by the way. But there's a guy on TikTok who does that. Like specifically, he does the Michael Jordan walk, and he had so much aura that people were recreating his gait.
People have already done that to me on the street. They
Yeah.
walk up and they're like, "Am I doing your walk?"
They're like they're like, are you good? You're like, oh yeah. Sorry, it's just low sugar, I guess.
Yeah, yeah. I'm like, no. It's never gonna work. It's never gonna happen.
Except maybe it's not entirely aura because we've made fun of people's walks a million times.
Right.
A couple examples, of course, come to mind.
Your walk isn't always reflective of your aura, but your aura is always reflective of your walk.
Yes, that's great. That was my senior quote.
Oh yeah, I forgot that.
In high school
right.
and college.
Oh.
And they
Did
didn't even do them.
one? I was gonna say no, you didn't have one for college.
No, my senior quote for college would have been here because all I did was attend and then I left. I just showed up, went to class, and dipped. That was it. But yeah, I mean,
good on you, bud.
It's so funny when you think about stuff like that because they thought it was hard. Like when they listen to it, they're like in the studio, they get Chris Tucker to record it, or they probably put them both in there at the same time.
Yeah.
But the idea, they're like, that's because they probably did 100 takes of that, especially because it's just audio. Like it's because it's not the same thing they're saying in the music video. He never says
that. I was gonna say that actually reminds me. Last night, a couple of friends of ours and Haley, my girlfriend, we watched Lemonade Mouth, and arguably top one, but at least top three Disney movies of all time.
100%.
And we were saying last night too, it's better they didn't make a second one because
no,
leave it at that. It was perfect as it was.
Yes.
But I was gonna say my only issue was that like the way that they just like organically like spring into a song. But you can hear that it's fully produced. And everything's the same volume. Like I was saying that. Like they're in a prison cell. Do you remember this part of the movie?
Yeah.
Because they're protesting
and they're like
the lemonade getting swapped for the turbo blast.
They were in like holding, weren't they?
Yeah, so they were trying to block
the
Stella,
cat picked
Haley
her up.
Kiyoko. She was sitting in front of like the truck, like she wouldn't let them take the lemonade away.
Yes, I remember.
And then the cops pulled up, and they were all of them mobbed these two big guys. So the cops pulled up, and they were like, as they're like wrapped around their necks. So then they fast forward to them in a cell, not the other two guys.
Yeah,
just the minors in a cell, by the way. And then the guitar guy or the drummer. Okay,
of course,
the drummer. Charlie Delgado, I think.
I don't need. What, but is that his character?
It's the brother. It's the brother from Dog with the Block, though.
Yeah.
He's literally like tapping a quarter like on a metal thing, and of course it's it's clinking crazy loud, and then someone else is
crazy loud,
and then Mo is
that sounds like an ad for the quarter. Crazy loud.
The girl that was in Smile 2, that was in Lemonade Mouth. She was the Indian one in the movie. Like she had an Indian family,
yeah.
And they were strict and hard on her.
Yes. Whatever. Was it Naomi Scott or something? Isn't that her name?
I think you might be right.
Anyway.
And she had like a hair tie, and she was like stretching it out and like
plucking it.
Yeah,
and it was a perfect.
And they were like playing
F sharp,
and they were like they were all coming together to perform to play a song they already made together.
Yeah.
And then Bridget Mendler's character was sick. Like they were all sick.
Yeah.
So instead of singing the song, she hums it with her mouth closed. She's like, and I'm like, so that's supposed to be full volume, fully produced audio? Like I don't get that.
The original classroom.
And I love that movie, and it's untouchable.
But you're right though, especially the original, because it was detention, weren't they? In detention?
And they didn't even. None of them knew each other when they walked in, and then they all got lemonade. So you're like, and then literally a few of them have one line before they sing. So they literally, one of them was like the Indian girl that was like worried about her grades and being in detention. She was like, I will not get another day of detention because of you people. And then one of them said one other thing. And all of a sudden they're
like, nah, and you're like, no.
So literally, so one other person might have said like one or two lines. And then they slowly start to, and within maybe a minute, let the melody groove you. They start doing that. Or move you, whatever, you know.
Whatever it is. You just saw it, but you should know.
Yeah.
But that scene is so funny. And movies and TV do that all the time. Where it's like, are you kidding me?
I know.
It's preposterous. It's also like peak Disney that of course stuff like that always happens.
And like let them cook, but
and also pretty ironic that we're 24 watching this, be like, that's crazy.
Yeah.
we were 14, like that's epic. Like we were
probably I think it was from 2009. So we were we were like
8. Why did I say 14? But regardless, however old we were so in on that.
And it still slaps. Like the songs are great.
No, they are good. Yeah.
And then I forgot about Mudslide Crush. They're like competitors, and the Indian girl's boyfriend is the guitarist.
Oh yeah.
And he's supposed to be like the hot one of the movie.
Yeah, I forgot about that too.
And I
didn't watch it, so.
Yeah.
Well, when you did, just the other last night.
And before that, we watched Radio Rebel, and same thing. You're like, you love it because it's cringe almost, like.
Yeah, and for what it was when you saw it.
Yes, then. And it was gas.
But
to be revealed as Radio Rebel was gas.
Yeah. Well, do you remember when I visited you in college though, and we watched Wendy Wu Homecoming Warrior? And same thing. I still think it's gas. It's still
so good.
But when you watch it, you're like, are you dead?
I always wanted a moon pie from them, or moon cake, or whatever they were called.
I honestly don't know.
I think moon pies are the mass-produced ones in the plastic. I think it was a moon cake, but
I think it might have been. But either way, like the green, I hate to use the word.
And like how the teachers were like,
yes. Like imagine you just go to chemistry and then the guy's like, hey, but if you need like karate,
teacher's like, everyone get out, and he goes,
I forgot. What? And then there's one in the field she does too, isn't there?
Yeah, with the bamboo.
Yes,
she has to kick all the. She's up in the air like.
But that's one of her teachers too, isn't it?
No, they all are. Right, and they all train her. It was like the crane.
But imagine.
I don't remember any of the other ones. All I had. But
except imagine.
It's like Kung Fu Panda, Mantis.
Yeah.
Tigress.
But imagine though, like, so but does that mean that it would have followed her wherever her family settled? Because imagine they're like, we're moving to Raleigh, and then the teachers there are like. Like
they
what
did
are the odds
too? Like in the movie,
no, they rode for Wendy.
Sound. It was sound and noise together.
They went hard for Wendy, but because she was the dragon warrior of their universe.
I was about to say she was,
and they knew that. I think that's why they tried to help her. But the fact when you watch it now and you see, I hate to use the word aura again, but when you see like there's like the green air, like just seep into somebody and they like breathe and then like
I remember
and then
being
they like
weak. I remember being weak though when we watched it because we were like. It literally looks like they're like ingesting fart and loving it and then becoming empowered by it.
Like, I don't know about love it.
But they weren't like they loved the surge of power.
Didn't
they loved it?
But didn't their eyes turn green too?
Yeah.
Right? Like her brother had it. Remember? And he was like, your breath reeks. Remember that? Yeah. Because one of the people was like,
exactly.
It came out of them, and they were like, and he was like, oh, your breath reeks, and then he was like.
He was strengthened.
Imagine something smells so bad it makes you strong. Like the idea that the first response is that reeks, and then he just turns into like a karate god. Like because those people were also like it was this historic thing too.
Well, that's what I was.
And it was
say.
like an emperor
because
or something.
it was like a museum of some sort.
Yeah, so they were all in the basement of.
Yeah, but they kept like a terracotta like army or something.
Yeah.
And then they started
they were like
breaking themselves out of the boxes and forming their own like getting into formation.
Yes.
I think is when it started.
Yes, but isn't that so funny to think about? Like, what would have happened if they first of all either never lived there or like right when she was like coming to age, I guess.
Or if that was a fart he was inhaling and he wasn't actually powerful at the end.
He just felt strong for a minute. But how would that happen? How would that work? How could you eat? You have to eat.
I said fart, but it was just breath. But
but the green
he
air.
burps.
And you're like
seeping out of his mouth.
Your muscles just grow.
You're like, oh my! Yeah,
you only ever eat. The guy only ate like whey protein and like
matcha.
Yeah, matcha. No, but like something makes you like he only takes pre-workout. And
he's like, yeah, I had a pound of beans and hummus before I came in.
He's like, first of all, is that coffee? Second, why am I seeing green? Like, imagine from their perspective when their eyes turn green, that's what they see.
You're like, one tzatziki.
Yeah.
2 few feet away, please. 3 gum or something. Yeah. Like
Lent has listen. Lent will be over soon. When it is, no more fish for you.
For all we know, like they could have tempered the evil souls with a mint.
Yeah, you're right.
That's all they could have needed. We don't know.
No, but who's to say that the aura isn't what made the breath reek? Like, what if he just ate strawberries and they might be eating well. Who knows? Who's
eating well?
And then what made the breath so pungent was the evil
the combination
aura.
of
Not even. What if it was solely evil that made it stink? Like if we don't know that.
No, right.
And I think we can make a real case with this. I think we hit Reddit with this tonight.
Can we reach out to Brenda Song?
Yes. Dear Wendy, we should. But I think
honestly, Brendy.
Yeah, I think if we commit to the, I wouldn't have. I think if we commit to this and we make it seem like we believe she's Wendy, like when fans do that, like Drake Ramore and Hans.
Yeah.
Because there are people that are like that.
Oh yeah.
And Rainn Wilson has said a million times, like people only ever call him Dwight, and some people really have a hard time believing that he's not. And especially movies. Like movies are a whole other thing because people for some reason believe those more than shows. I don't know why, but if we went into this like, okay, Wendy, did it really reek or like what if we?
Is she the one that said it though? I thought it was.
No, it was her brother, but she could know. She could speak to that.
But the brother,
we weren't on set.
The brother was in other stuff though. I think. Like I could picture him.
I guess, but not enough to tell you.
No, I could picture him for days. I guess.
I can picture. I remember, though. I think maybe her science teacher was like this white dude.
Yeah, that was the guy.
It was. Also,
and she was like,
"That's not allowed."
She was like, "Mr. Jenkins," she was always caught off guard. But then by the end, she was like anticipating it. Like the first couple, she was like, "Why are my teachers attacking me?"
Well, yeah,
like what?
I didn't even think
about
weird
that. Idea.
Yeah, you're right.
Like, she's literally
just walking to class, you get tripped, you turn around, it's Mr. Fitzsimmons, and he's like this.
She's like, "I came for chem lab help. Like, why are you trying to beat me
up?
I
needed trig consult. Why are you?
No, it's weird.
Yeah. Why are you challenging me to this karate duel?
And why does your breath stink? Like, why does everyone's breath smell?
Oh no, the teachers were helping her. But I think one of them was corrupted by the stench. I felt like at some point
you're right though. But then there was like all of the humans were being controlled by like
they're all humans.
Like the head.
No, you mean as opposed to the stone people.
Yeah.
I was like, we were talking about our teachers.
Like there was like a head honcho of the stone guys.
Yeah.
And he controlled the people too. Like
yes, he did.
Wait, but
yeah.
No, yeah. And she had.
Well, how would they know what to do otherwise?
But didn't she have? But she had to beat all of.
Imagine there's just evil roaming free and wherever she lives. They had to know.
But wasn't somebody helping her? Because all the teachers were like tests. They weren't like eval, like the rest.
Yeah, they were training.
They were trials and tributes. Like
yeah. Well, they were training her.
They were tribulage. Yeah, but I don't know.
But yeah,
imagine they're like, you were lighting on for homecoming.
How many homecomings are there?
Homecoming.
Late again.
Homeroom.
Late again.
I was trying to say homeroom.
How many homecomings
did
you have?
Homeroom. Actually, she's like, I'm sorry, I was battling Mr. Jenkins in the locker room. Like, I didn't know what to do.
Wasn't there also like a janitor or something,
like
and he was like using a mop? Maybe. Yeah,
no, I think you're right.
Right?
But that was probably the bamboo one, low key.
Oh, it might have been.
I gotta look that up. We gotta watch that again.
You did go to more homecomings than I, so I guess you can speak to that more. You're late again for homecoming. We're about to name the king and queen. The football team is here. They just won. They beat the evil green school. They smelled, but they had to persevere.
It wasn't just their breath that reeked.
Imagine being...
It was their breath. It was their fart. Yeah. It was their gameplay. It was their coaching. It was their training. It was
their defensive scheme. But imagine being her brother though, and you're like, "Oh, what's up, Mr. Phillips?" Like, because I think it was somebody he knew that was evil and he didn't know or something. Yeah. And imagine, just imagine that though. Like, you're talking to somebody, and not only does the stench come over you, but so too does the evil. And now you're just out to hurt your sister because you happen to be near somebody that...
I guess if there's one thing to take from that movie, it's that you never know where evil and foul odors will...
I would say if there's one thing to take away, it's brush your teeth. To be real. Brush your damn teeth, and also...
Your tongue, too.
And don't go in le basement of a museum, ever. We've learned... Night at the Museum taught us that as well. Don't go into any kind of museum that... No
subterranean... structures are to be entered.
Yeah, to be entered.
When it's full moon. When it's Lunar New Year. Because wasn't that the thing, too?
Oh,
that's why they were getting hype and eating the moon pies and doing all this tradition.
I'm deciding if that was...
Wasn't the family upset with her because she was missing stuff and, like... She had to go and they were in the middle of a celebration?
Maybe.
But little did they know she was saving it.
I'm deciding if that was racially charged. But... I don't know. No, I'm kidding. I don't know if that's why, to be honest. I don't know.
No, I'm 99% sure.
I haven't seen
Convergence of the Moons. They made that up. But...
Convergence. Disney did not... We would not have been watching that and be like, they're right. Like,
but honestly, I'm thinking because of... I think it was a full moon. Because I'm pretty sure with the mooncakes, they were eating Moonbeam ice cream.
All right.
You remember that?
Yes.
I don't know. Maybe I made that up.
What, dancing in their blue jeans? Is that what he said?
No, they were definitely wearing jeans. And actually weird weird way to circle back though, but Lemonade Mouth.
We both have I was gonna say your jeans were gray, but they're really not anymore.
They are.
By the time you're done wearing those,
no, but I bought these were not that color when I bought them.
No. But by the time you're done wearing those, they'll be transparent. You will be able to see your thin arse bony legs straight through these things. Yes.
No. My legs are not thin. Not like that.
Those have seen better days.
But anyway, yeah, I know. I need new. But I was going to say... Oh,
you need new pants.
There was hella denim in Lemonade Mouth. Hella. Like,
really?
Every single time they
every
time they were all lined up, one of them was in a denim fit. We were like...
Denim fit, though.
Oh, yeah. Like, full.
That's very 2009, I would say. You didn't say that was 2001?
Yeah. Circa?
Yeah, circa 2009.
Circa 09.
But that's so funny, though, because that scene... And, again, when you really go back to something... Again, like, you watch Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, and his grandfather never gets up. They're in that stupid foot-to-head setup.
Yeah, I was
going to say... Couple.
There's literally... the one thing that would be like, okay, immediate disease. Like,
yeah, and not even that, but not even that. But
none of them wash or bathe. Like,
well, yeah,
you're walking around barefoot in this filthy place.
But
then you're gonna put your feet like right up in his nose and his face. Like,
it's also weird because I think they're all his grandparents. I think
they're all, or at least relatives.
But like what? Like Uncle Tom is putting his foot next to Grandpa Joe. Like. That's also weird too. Like your brother, they might be the one
that got to go with him. Though?
Grandpa Joe, and that was
that his name, Joe?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. But when you think about that, also, first of all, I understand the time that the movie happened, but he was making $0.25 a week for delivering bread. I might add. I think
wasn't he barely even getting any of the bread? Like not money, like actual bread. Weren't they starved?
He was like delivering loads. Yeah, and then he brought one home.
Or they had soup or something.
But
that's all they could
he
make.
was the only one working in the house. Remember that? He
Yeah.
came back with the bread, and they were hyped.
He's supporting 6 on a quarter.
6 adults that are just laying in bed.
Honestly, that movie's
some
kind of
some
a foul.
next to foot.
And then this one.
No, all.
And then this one like rich, successful guy is like, I'm just gonna like it's like a fishing pole. You're like, I'm just gonna see who can get the gold.
Dangle this chance.
Like what?
But the fact that I will never get over the fact that Grandpa Joe, especially the first time we watched it, we never considered that. But he's laying around literally all day, making his grandson toil for a quarter a week, so that he can eat his freaking bread. Give us this day, our daily. He's eating his daily, perhaps weekly bread. I don't know how they ration that. The second he gets the opportunity to get that golden ticket, he's up. He's clothed. He's up. He's hyped to go see this thing and the chance that he can win. I remember by the end, he gets emotional because he's vouching for charity. Because remember, he's like, you lost.
Like, I don't actually want to give it.
He was like, it was a test and you lost. And then Grandpa's wiling, by the way. So within an hour and a half time, which is really like a couple days in the movie, he goes from bedridden, only eating
wearing
bread
a giant sack, like
eating the bread off the back of his 8-year-old grandson. He couldn't have been more than 8 or 10 in that movie. So and
just like Ebenezer Pooge. Like,
yeah, and they know that he's a minor. So he's a minor.
That's why he needed the escort.
Making a court tour a week.
That's why he needed
serving bread.
That's why he needed Grandpappy Joseph because.
But yeah,
but where were
merely as a chaperone.
Can we talk about that?
He needed.
Did they ever show his parents?
Yeah, I think his mom.
No, Dad?
She's the one who serves the bread to the whole bed of people. Because it's a bed, and then I think his mom, I don't know if she does anything, but I think she just oversees and takes care of Gen Pop. I think she just takes care of,
honestly though,
the many people that are in their house.
I just thought about like
their house is also one room.
That would be so much better. It is. That would be so
it's
much
just
better
a big ass bed
and more dank if it was a British movie. I feel like if they were all laying like that and they were all nasty. And the mom was like peas and mash, and like passed it out.
Bangers for Grandpa, for Grandpa Joe.
Like, oh, that would be funny. A lot of things would be funnier if they were British, though.
Yeah, I would also love to see that, like, not the stupid Johnny Depp thing, but like the same exact thing, but now.
Johnny Depp still was better than Timothy Chalamet, I think.
I didn't even see that.
I didn't either.
I have no interest.
That, no.
But
what was that song he did about the chocolate that everybody torched him for?
I don't remember how it went, but I know what you're talking about.
Make your heart rate skyrocket or something.
What? I'm glad I don't know that.
But it's chocolate. You know that?
Oh yeah, it's that.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, I remember that.
But I don't remember what he said that people were like.
I don't know why they ever chose him. Like, I understand if people think he's a good actor, whatever. I really don't know enough about. I haven't seen enough of his stuff.
I don't know enough of his craft.
Yeah, I haven't seen enough of his.
I haven't lived in his shoe vine. I haven't lived in his shoes enough.
But who at the studio, like, they literally had to have a boardroom of people sit there and go, all right, we want someone to play this.
There's no way they do that anymore either. There's no way there's a boardroom of people. It's literally one guy at a desk. Like,
no,
we'll do it.
There is absolutely.
It's the same people and everything now, literally.
I know, but I think that's
the whole world,
even more.
The whole world is Timothy Chalamet, Hugh Jackman. Like everything I see, I'm like, oh my god.
But I think that makes it even clearer that it's a studio of people because there are no original ideas and they just try to piggyback off the last good one that Sony had.
Margot Robbie, Jacob Elordi,
they're
all the same.
Like if once Warner Brothers does this thing with this guy, then they probably go over to Paramount or something and they're like, that worked. Like there are no new ideas anymore, really. So I feel like if anything, that means there is still a boardroom because they're not coming up with anything.
There are some good movies I feel in the last couple of years and currently that are supposed to come out that are like, to my knowledge, original that seem better. Like I already can't think of what it's called, but it's the new Ryan Gosling movie that's coming out, and it's like him in space. I completely forgot what it's called, but it already has like almost I think near 100% rating on Rotten.
Yeah,
to me,
on Rotten.
And
yeah, I forgot.
And it's supposed to be really good though, and I want to see it.
Did you see that he tried to salvage the La La Land poster? Did you ever hear about that?
Yeah, because his hand was like this.
Yeah. Be careful.
Oh yeah. Be careful.
Yeah, watch that.
Basement yard action.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, but I did see that because his original, the way he did it was like.
Yeah.
This,
he's like this, and it's they're both. And when you see it up,
because his arms are like
Yes,
diagonal.
they're like flying. But when you see someone made,
I've never seen that either, and I probably won't. It's not my.
Oh, the movie? Yeah, I've never seen it.
Because the audience for that, if I know if like something's been out long enough that I already know who loves it, that will turn me off.
Yeah.
Like if I already know that like the Disney adults and the theater and musical people are gonna hammer it, I want nothing to do with it.
Have you seen the videos people are taking of Matthew Morrison's Broadway shows? You know what that is?
Yes. From Glee?
Yes. And someone recorded it, and you can hear you can hear giggle shits behind the camera laughing. And it's these two girls, they're like, everything he said, I wouldn't be able to even go. It'd also be a waste of money.
He literally dances up there by himself.
No, but the intro to it is him like telling a story.
Oh yeah.
But then he begins to dance during it. So he like, and it's overly dramatic. It's ridiculous. Like he's like, I just wanted a way to express myself. And but literally that's what
he doesn't
actually
need to be doing that.
And he's
that's
like,
what I don't get.
He's like, all it took was a twirl, and like he describes it while he's doing it.
No.
And people are still going. People are going purely for memery. Like people are going just to make fun of it because he's absurd.
Bump alert.
Diabetes break. Well, while we're on this diabetes break, why don't we hear from our sponsors? Please sponsor us. We're just two boys that like to have fun and want to make you laugh. We'll be good for you. We'll be so funny for you. Please. It's all we ask. We will do anything. And we're back. Thank you very much to our sponsor. Anyway, what were we talking about?
I was just gonna say, I've just been thinking about March Madness.
Yes, which is currently here in Buffalo, by the way.
There's games being played at the Sabre Stadium. But I don't know. I've heard people talking about it at work and everywhere just because it's here and everyone cares about it in March.
Especially because it's here.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm in such a minority on this, but I just don't really care for college sports. Like I love professional sports. You know this. But I don't. No matter how hard I try, I can't get into college sports. I feel like across the board, like football, baseball, hockey, basketball, it doesn't matter. No matter what, there's like 10 to 15, maybe 20 good players that look insane in college because everybody else is so dookie McButt.
Yeah, because it's a guy from your psychology 101 class.
It's like a stats guy that they're like, he put goggles on, he got out.
And obviously it depends. Like if you're playing for Duke, it's obviously not like that.
Yes, no.
But there are always teams that make it that were. Like remember that Doug Edert guy that was.
Yes.
And he's not doing it. I saw him in a Barstool video the other day.
And there's a ton of former college players that play overseas now.
Yeah.
Instead of the NBA.
Yeah.
But specifically in college basketball, I feel like there's a group of like players that look so good compared to everyone else.
Yeah.
And then every sport, this applies to, I think, those people get drafted and maybe 1 to 3 of them are actually good in the pros.
Oh,
they have no concept of what it's like, or how high caliber they play. So they get there, and like 3 of them are maybe good, and then all the rest are either mid or terrible, and then don't exist. And then like, why do we do this every year? Why would I waste 4 or more years learning these players' names and their numbers and their stats just to hype it all up to get to this one tournament that they might lose first game and then be out?
Yeah.
And then you get drafted, and it's like, what does it matter? Like, I just wait till they get drafted, and then I learn about them. And if they're in the league and they're good enough, then
I get that, yeah.
Like if Puka Nacua came to the NFL and was asked, I would never have known he existed ever.
Right.
I didn't know him in college.
That's true. I didn't. Well,
I don't even know what college he went to. I could not tell you.
He went to BYU.
Are you serious?
I swear.
Is he a Mormon? No way.
I'm pretty sure he went to be. Have
you seen his behavior though off the field? There's no way he's a Mormon.
No, but you don't. I mean, you don't have to.
But low key, the ex-Mormons are the wildest ones.
They
had none of it, and then they go to all of it, and they don't know how to keep it up.
And but that's the thing. But you also couldn't get away with that, like if you were asked, because a lot of those players, like when you're good enough, like him, like even when you do something stupid or things that people disagree with, he's still going to be in commercials. He's still going to have sponsorships and deals because we're in such a peak of like of commercials and ads and sponsorships
and content
and now athletes are influencers too, and like he's in that Experian commercial I think with Fred Warner or something.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
So they're just forcing players. If you're good enough, you will get in at. It doesn't matter what it is. Like you don't even have to be that. Honestly, you don't have to be that. Obviously, Puka is insane, but you don't have to be that good. Like there are plenty of guys I've seen that are that are actively in. Like sign up with Verizon today, and especially on social media because they know that they can get away with some of that more than TV because on social media you're more likely to know who these people are,
and you're just scrolling, you're not or swiping or whatever.
Like I don't need to see Vooch in an ad for anything. I don't need to see a lot of those players, and I don't need to see them in general. You already know about the product. I already know about like I'm not gonna give me free plugs, but I already said Verizon, but they're not gonna sponsor us. But obviously everybody else already does. But
no, Verizon, you're welcome to.
Yes, please. I have T-Mobile. But there are so many players now that are forced into ads because they're good. I mean, and I hate to say this because love the guy, but Josh Allen was not in anything nationally ever, and then he won MVP, which well deserved. He's our king goat. We love him. But the second he wins MVP, I get how that works.
SoFi, pistachios.
Everything.
What are we doing?
Everything.
All our local car commercials. No one else sees those.
Yes, but there's one he's in too. What was that for? Like Red Zone? Where I think it's for Red Zone when he's in a bush. You know what I'm talking about? And he's like out somebody's window. And the second he won MVP,
wasn't he in a shaving some razor brand too? Like maybe. Gillette or something.
Yeah, maybe he is. Yeah, I don't remember. There's too many.
Yeah, no.
And there's always a couple like. There's a couple of random like receipt like Josh Palmer's in a Cornerstone credit union commercial. It's like what? And some of those are just because they're local guys and they can get away with it. And I get that when you become that good, the attention feels warranted from those companies.
Yeah.
Like Mahomes was everywhere. Also, once he won his first ring, that's just how it works. Like, and I get that. But players, and the younger they are now, the more it happens. Again, like Puka is young. He's like our age probably. So he's everywhere.
That's insane to think about.
I know. Like that was a very sad realization. Is that now we're the same age? Like once we got older than the next draft class of a sport, like especially the ones we follow.
The only player I really hang on to anymore that's older is Luka. That's it. But I'm like, he's a few years older than me, which is nuts.
Which is still unbelievable. But he's been playing for so long.
Isn't he like 26, 7, 8?
He's probably older.
6, 7. No, isn't he actually?
No, I think he's older than that.
No. I thought 28.
But he's still younger than
he's not even 30.
Yeah, I don't think so. Maybe 29 then.
I feel like he's even younger. But either way, my point being, he's like one of the guys that I'm like, okay, people still see him as a younger face of the game, and he's still older than us. And like,
I mean, even guys that were roughly the same age as us. Think about LaMelo Ball. We were watching Chino. I was watching Ball Is Life videos on YouTube of him at Chino Hills when all three of them were still there, and they would just cherry pick.
If it wasn't for Caden them.
Yeah, Caden them put them on. But do you remember that they would just cherry pick? They'd stand at the other end, no defense because they would win because they just put up. Lonzo would put up these stupid, horrible form jump shots that would go in somehow. They were always cash in high school. But same thing. Like LaMelo Ball is young. He is young. But also some guys like that do not need that exposure that early.
No.
Did you see his car crash video?
Yeah.
Because people just become idiots.
And then somebody said he got picked up in like a Lamborghini. Like somebody pulled up quick and drove him right away. And the person who got hit was like, I'm driving in a Ford.
Imagine being that guy. So first of all, it's I don't remember the car he's driving. But normally they don't want you to know it's them. So it's probably tinted a decent amount.
But I hate that stuff though. You can't be discreet.
It's like a Maybach.
You can't expect the world to be discreet when you're driving a Taki blue Lambo truck. That's not fair. Like what? Like celebrities used to straight up only be in all black Escalades and get driven by other people. It's mostly sports players that don't. Most actors don't drive themselves around.
Yeah, athletes take themselves to the game.
But athletes drive themselves. So that's the only like. How are you not? It's gonna stick out like a sore thumb.
I know, like, especially if it happens to be in your home city, like as in like your team, like your home city, like
that's what I mean.
And that happens all the time.
Like you're in New Orleans and you see a cotton candy blue $100,000
Aventador,
plus car.
yeah. And
that's LaMelo.
I'm also sure that a bunch of players probably have those plates too. For some reason I can't think of
Vanity?
Yeah, vanity plates. Where you probably also know it's him as well. They probably have the Bomb Beyond Insanity plates.
Oh my god, they def.
You know?
They def have the Bomb Beyond Insanity.
Yeah.
Wasn't that one of the Gallagher brothers?
Yes.
On that Hot One?
I think it was Liam.
Everyone struggles on Hot Ones when they get to the bomb. But the way that he repeated it back, it was like,
yeah.
And again,
because he was English, it makes it so much better.
And Sean was like,
hey, and
yeah,
and that was what about
it's Mr. Gallagher.
Yes, it's the bomb. And I think he was struggling, wasn't he? Struggling when he ate it
for days,
probably.
Most do.
Yeah.
Just like we're struggling to end this episode.
I know. Again, but that's what I said. That's what I said would happen. It's the first episode, and we already did it. But thank you guys very much for watching the first episode. Many, many more to come.
Yes, many more.
I am incredibly excited. I know you are as well. I think that at least the plethora of maybe 30 of you.
At least 3 of you will smile once at this video.
Yes, and one of those might like it.
And be sure to like and subscribe.
Yes, please like, subscribe, share, do whatever you can do, because we
comment 30 times everyone. Yes. We need that.
You can. I would appreciate it if you commented something, but letter by letter.
Yep.
So yes, please.
And use code Your Breath Stinks.
Yeah. Use code Wendy Woo. Yeah. for 5% off
on our website.
Yeah.
We don't have a website.
On our website.
Don't look that up.
No website, no merch. But we want to keep making these. We're going to. But it helps when we see that you guys like them too. So please let us know if you do. Like, subscribe, all of those things. And we will be back shortly. And we'll see you next time.
Yes, we will.